Now, I feel like over time, these values are being taken for granted by Americans. How would you say that Americans can come to reappreciate these values?
Well, as I sort of trace those back to these freedoms, I trace them back to, well, where do they come from? These amazing freedoms. I trace them back to Judeo-Christian values that this nation was founded upon. And yes, I realize there are multiple opinions on them, but I think there's a pretty good case to be made that those values found themselves into the Constitution and our laws. And I think that's what you got to first understand, is that you can't really have democracy without those values. It's not portable unless you believe that these rights that we talk about, that they're unalienable. They're unalienable because they're given to us by our Creator. And so those values become really important. If you sort of forget about those values, then I feel like you have lost why we cherish our freedoms so much. Because if you don't think that those freedoms are given to you by a Creator, then you start to give and grant freedoms based on other criteria. How wealthy someone is, how good they look, where they come from, their talent, all this subjective criteria. So I think that's why they really need to be embraced, because if you don't uphold them, you don't fight for them, you don't die for them, it's going to change our fabric of our nation.